Mic checker, chicka. It's not some, baby. Yeah, a one time, baby. What? For your mind, baby. Yeah, we gon' shine, baby. And what we do, we gon' grind, baby. Yeah, what? And this is another episode. So, Swingers After Dark. And this is your host, Nasa, baby. Here we go. Let's talk about the beta male energy. There's a lot of beta male energy going on. You feel me? Especially on social media. You understand me? And I don't give a fuck if you straight or gay. Like, your sexual orientation doesn't matter in this topic of discussion. But as a man, it's certain shit that you shouldn't do. It's certain etiquette that you should follow according to the guy code. You understand me? And you should not be in your 30s or 40s and 50s throwing tantrums on social media just because you may have a disagreement with somebody. You understand me? That's beta male energy, especially when you passive aggressive. Like, I had this one retarded motherfucker on social media. Like, when I first started my podcast, I posted that I have the #1 swing podcast online. The #1 podcast about the swing lifestyle. And this dumb motherfucker gonna go on the comments and say, now mind you, I know this bitch ass motherfucker. So he gonna come on my posts, on my comments, talking about, your podcast is not #1 without input from my group. Salute to you though. I'll be watching. It's like you see like the passive aggressiveness in that. You understand me? You see the insecurities in that. It's like, why do you have to go in my comments to talk shit about my podcast? It's like a cheap shot. It's kind of like somebody smacking you and then saying my bad. And then they want you to be friends again. You feel me? It's shit like that. It's like a lot of people are passive aggressive with their hate. And you got to recognize somebody who supports you, who genuinely supports you, and a hater. Because a hater is nothing but somebody who has unfulfilled potential or somebody who did not fulfill their potential. So they want to aim their vitriol on you because you're striving to do whatever you want to do to get where you want to go in life. Because you're intelligent enough to capitalize on your gifts. And avoid that beta male energy because that beta male energy is contagious. Oh, Lord have mercy. That shit is contagious. Like the beta male energy is the coronavirus of manhood. You feel me? That's something that you don't want to contract. Because when you're around dudes who want to gossip, spread rumors, spread innuendos, create a narrative of falsehoods, that shit rubs off on you. Because eventually you become the people who you hang out with. Because birds of a feather flock together. So that's why I cut off certain dudes who expose bitch assness. Because I don't want that shit rubbing off on me. You understand me? I don't want that rubbing off on me. Like, you have dudes throwing tantrums. When they get upset, they throw tantrums, call you all types of names. And I'm like, yo, that shit is what females do. And not for nothing, a lot of women don't even do that. Real talk. And speaking of women, I want to give a shout out to all the ladies. Because in the recent moments and the recent years of me having discussions on Facebook, the women have been solid. They've been solid. They're not throwing tantrums. They don't say, well, we just going to agree to disagree with you. You know what I'm saying? They saying, well, I respect your opinions, but we just going to agree to disagree. And me, I'm not the type of person to go back and forth with a female anyway. But sometimes I like to engage in a conversation that may spark my interest. And within that conversation, you're going to have disagreements. And even when I share ideas and opinions with somebody, I'm not going to call you out your fucking name, especially when you're online. I'm not a keyboard warrior. I'm not a keyboard thug. You feel me? If I'm going to say it online, I should be able to say it to your face. But you have a lot of dudes They pop a whole lot of shit online and then want to be your fucking friend when they see you. Ain't that a bitch? And that's the beta male energy. And they want to troll too. It's like these dudes, they're your fans. A hater is a fan in reverse. They're inverted fans because they admire what you do, but because they can't do what you do, they hate on you. They want to troll you. Like, leave the trolls to the teenagers. Like, when you're a teenager, I mean, you don't know any better. You don't know your dick from a hole in the wall. So you're going to say things that may, get you in trouble or may not be flattering to somebody. Until you become of age and become a man and you leave those childish ways behind. But due to the beta male energy that's contagious, that's not only airborne, it's spiritual. Because that spirit of bitchness seeps into your pores. And then you're a beta male. You're not even an alpha male anymore. No, fuck all that. You're not even a man to me. Fuck alpha or beta. You're not a man to me. You know what I'm saying? Because as a man, you should be able to speak in a constructive way to build amongst your peers. And if you feel that the people who you're talking to is not worth the conversation, then you should not indulge anyway. That's how men handle situations. You feel me? In a diplomatic way. That's how you hold a fucking conversation. You're not supposed to rant and throw tantrums, but just because you disagree with somebody, just because this person disagree with you. I've seen dudes, it's like they don't bust caps anymore. They bust caps, like not guns. Instead of busting caps from guns, they bust caps with keyboards. Typing in caps, capitalizing their letters, using exclamation marks, and then they want to threaten you. It's like, listen, are you that much of a coward? Does it make you a man to threaten somebody online? Like, I'm not talking to anybody in particular on this section of the podcast, of this episode, but I've seen dudes threaten other dudes. Shit, I've gotten threats before, and I'm like, really? Like, don't say it, just do it. It's like, don't say what you're gonna do, just do it when you see me. Because what you say is your contract written in blood. So I take that serious if I know you. Now, if dudes are trolling, it's like, okay, you's a fucking troll. I'm just going to block you. That block button deserves like a fucking Nobel Peace Prize. You feel me? But back to the lecture at hand. It's like you got dudes want to talk shit about you, threaten you, troll you, follow you around like a fucking stalker. Male groupies who like you, but because they can't be you, they want to stalk you and talk shit about you. You feel me? And that's what a hater is. A hater is really a fan. Because if you really dislike somebody, you're not going to give them your energy. You feel me? And always remember, they hate you because they can't break you, and they hate you because they ain't you. And you got to remember that. So don't get mad at the trolls. Just block them or ignore them or roast the shit out of them if you got the gift of gab. It's like a comedian making a heckler cry. If you have the gift of gab and knows how to roast the shit out of somebody, then embarrass them. Barbecue their ass. But for the most part, as a man of means, and you have a destination to get to in your journey of success, just leave them the fuck alone. Because they'll zap the energy out of you. And you become exhausted because somebody else is miserable. And they want to project their insecurities onto you. Because you're the mirror of their rejection. Your success is the mirror that faces them. Because when they look in the mirror, they see rejection. And when they see you, they feel like that they're not accomplished. So they lash out on you instead of being a man by taking accountability of why they're not at a space where they want to be. It's all about holding yourself accountable and being responsible for your destiny. You're not going to blame another man for your failures. You're going to use your flaw as a weakness because you know your shortcomings. Okay, I know I'm not good at that, but I'm good at this. So I'm going to master that. And then I'm going to strengthen my flaws between time. And that's what a man is. You feel me? And being a beta male, like you could be an alpha in one instance, and you could be a beta male in another instance. Like let's say you're an alpha male in corporate America, but when you go to prison, you're a beta male because you don't run the politics. So it's a situational thing. You could be an alpha or beta by circumstance, but I'm not talking about the environment aspect of being an alpha or beta. I'm talking about the characteristics of a man, or in this case, as a male. And if you're the type of person who want to troll people, be controversial for no reason, there's no method to your madness. You're just a miserable motherfucker and you want to troll people, stalk people, talk shit about people because they doing their thing. They haven't done shit to you, said anything about you, but because you see them on a grind, you want to try to eclipse their shine. But guess what, playboy? You cannot eclipse the sun. The sun is still going to motherfucking shine regardless. And that's what you got to do. You got to shine regardless. When you come across dudes with the beta male mentality, throw tantrums, rant, acting like a straight bitch. You a bitch. And you should not entertain the fuckery. Listen, if you're going to debate somebody, debate with your equals. Don't debate somebody who ain't shit and will never be shit. And like this beta male said, he told me, I'm tired of your fake knowledge and you're writing another book as a starving author, write another book. Blah blah, like it's so I'm so appalled that I don't even remember what the fuck he said. You feel me? But the thing is, you don't go back and forth with somebody who prey on your downfall, even when they come in disguise as friends or associates. You understand me? You just ignore that and do your thing. Listen, the best way to destroy a troll and a hater is to use that to fuel your success, to keep on pushing on, keep on keeping on, and doing you. Just do you. That's how you destroy the haters. It's like how Kobe Bryant played in Salt Lake City against the Jazz when he was, doing his prime as a Laker. They booed him at first. The Jazz fans, the Utah Jazz fans booed him at first, but he was shitting on the Jazz so much. He was on his A game so much. He played his ass off to the point where they were cheering him as if it was a home game. When the away crowd cheer you on when you're a visitor as if you're playing a home game, that means you're doing something right. That's what separates the men from the mice. And that's what greatness is all about. Turn your haters into admirers, but don't fuck with them. Because they'll sell you out for nothing. Real talk. Like, we're in an era of clout chasing and people will throw you under the bus for attention. Even when you thought that you were cool with them. They fucking sociopaths. A lot of beta males are sociopaths and run for the hills. Once they exhibit the passive aggressive mentality, they want to talk slick, but then want to congratulate you. Say some shit like, well, if you would have done that, this would have happened. But salute to you. Motherfucker, I didn't ask for your criticism. Don't send me unsolicited criticism unless I ask. Or unless you're giving me constructive criticism because you genuinely fuck with me. And if people genuinely fuck with you, they're going to give you constructive criticism. You feel me? They're going to give you constructive criticism that's going to help you. You understand? Like, for an example, I remember when I first started this podcast, I used to have the music loud, like the background music loud, until this lady came on to my comments and said, yo, turn your music down because you have a lot of good things to say. That's constructive criticism. She fucks with me But she told me, yo, turn it down to better your podcast. And that's what constructive criticism is about. They genuinely like you and they genuinely want to see you succeed. And because of that, they're going to give you constructive criticism so you can better yourself in whatever you're doing. And on that note, this has been another episode of Swingers After Dark, and this is your host, Not Son, baby. Check out my website at www.notsonblaze.com. That's www.nahsunblaze.com. And check out my ebook, You, Me, Us, Them, The Swinging Manifesto. It's on Nook, Kindle, iBooks, Google Play. Go get it. Shoot me an email at swingpodcast@gmail.com. That's swingpodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up with any questions or concerns that you may have. Rate, share, subscribe, and comment on this podcast. Dig. And on that note, until next time, peace.